Hey everybody, this is Robert Lawrence here, the Red Prince, and I'm here today to do another Redneck review. I realize it's been a while, and these things haven't been coming out as quickly as they should be, but here I am today, and I'm going to correct that. Today, we are going over Iron Man number 20. This is the part 3 of the Iron Metropolitan story arc. It is written by Kieron Gillen, the writer, and Joe Bennett, the penciled by Joe Pillin. Alright, well, last time we left off, Tony Stark was in the Mandarin City. He had just bought it. He was trying to restore it to, a place of actual society where people could go and do and be people. It was going to be an actual city again. Well, what happened was the Mandarin, the new Mandarin, one of the rings, shows up, and the Mandarin's rings have since been relocated to new people. There's this one new Mandarin, Abigail Red Pearl Burns, who was taking the fire ring from the Mandarin. She goes, "Hey Stark, the corporate fascist colonists state for neo-consumerist colonists not really feeling it." It's this awesome little social commentary. Tony Stark, like, whenever they go into this stuff, I don't think Tony Stark really cares. I think he's just more about, hey, I'm trying to be a better person than I was. And, if that doesn't work for anybody, then, that's what's going to be. Right now, I've got to stop you crazy redhead, from tearing up the city that I put together. So, it kills me when villains do that. They're willing to go to a destructive place to fight some kind of evil. Doesn't really make any sense. Alright, well, anyway, Tony Stark without his armor is on the run, and he's calling to his brother. "I'm on crowd control, Arno. Launch the Trojan Guard." What version of AI? Version 1.3? Version 1.330? Nah, absolutely not. The version 1.3 AI is too unstable. Version 1.29. Arno, why the heck did you ask if really this is the bad time to have an argument? Who's arguing? Don't worry. And all of a sudden, about 15 suits of armor come out there to help him out. They were in the air the second our prototype got turned into modern art. Oh great. Ring. And she's over here she's over here fighting, getting ready to take on these 5 suits of armor. She goes, "Oh great, Ring. Reality running on 0.00% time dilation. Parameters for engagement Mandarin 7. I'd rather," she tells the Ring, because the Ring is, apparently the rings are self-aware at this point. They're crazy. She goes, "I'd rather not die. Give me the shopping list. Permission to run nervous system to achieve stay alive objective." Sure. So she comes through here, starts blasting through these suits of armor. They're like, glass bottles to her. "Oh, don't kill anyone. Lots of property damage. Is that an active desire or would be nice priority?" "Oh, active desire, I think." She goes, she doesn't want to kill anybody. She's trying to make this Mandarin isn't as lethal as the last one, and we don't know about the other rings. Apparently, from what I'm getting at in this story, the Mandarin rings are going to basically choose their own wearers from now on. If you'll excuse me, my light is coming in and out over here. Alright, so he goes, so there's still 54 suits, sort of like you saw in the Iron Man 3 movie, where they were just running around chopping up and fighting people. Alright, well, as Tony and everybody starts running around, there's an ad, I've got to take off for that, but the incinerator ring, the heart of a star on your finger, on the hand of a left-wing journalist and X. Hey, Tony, you and your X's. For everyone move clear to the area, stay in the obvious. It's not stay here. This press conference really could have gone better and insane. This is Tony Zay talking to him. I don't even know what to think. How can you be so cool? I'm just talking, and shouldn't you be getting a suit flown to you or something? No need, because Tony was already wearing one at the time. What kind of self-respecting stealth suit can't hide itself? He tells him. I like that line. Alright. So finally we have this fight between the new Mandarin 7 and Tony. He goes up here, prime antagonist incoming. Primitive but robust technology. Apex human. The ring's basically studying Iron Man's armor. I know it's seen it 1,000 times. I'll admit I love that you're patronizing Iron Man. Can't we dodge that beanie thing? The Mandarin tells the ring. No reaction. Speed does not mean speed of movement. You would require acquisition of Mandarin 3 spin technology too. Yeah, that's enough. Take the hit. Prime my section. So she basically uses a force field of heat to weld off his repulsor blasts. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. I haven't read your columns, but I'm told you can write. This is the only story here. So he's making fun of her views being a journalist and being, the villain here. He's like, you're the only reporter here, so this crazy woman is over here, and she's trying to kill me. Oh wait, that's you. I love Tony's quick little rebuttals. So in the mix, Tony, he's got to call in reinforcements. So here's another 50 more suits. City of the future built. I won't let anything stop that. And the Mandarin goes up to him. I'm not one of your tame press hacky Stark. Ring ready. He goes affirmative. The ring goes back affirmative. And he goes, now I have the heart of a sun on my finger, which means I can make a solar flare, and so electromagnetic pulse. It seems to hurt your fascist surveillance cams. And it basically renders a lot of the suits inert. And aren't you meant to be Mr. The Right Stuff meets Stark Tech? Surely you have the tech to protect your suits, but I guess that's why you're still standing hurt. The profit margin's too much to give it to the robo-grants, huh? Basically saying with your financial difficulties, you're not able to help out your little suits anymore, are you? Aww. They shield against solar flares too, just not within 50 meters. So he's saying, yeah, I've got the technology, it's just not, it's just not there that close. So here we have a picture right here of Pepper. Pepper trying to yell at Tony, get him off here. Ring had enough bored of discussing the economics of slaughter drones. Let's leave. Oh, I don't think so. The Mandarin says. Tony, nearby electronics burned out. Think about it, Tony. Pepper, this is not the Arno. So he figures out, oh wait, Arno's Metal Lung, his brother from the last story arc. If you're interested in who he is, go back to some of my other reviews and you'll find out who Arno is. He's the brother of Tony Stark. And that's all I can give you right now in this review. But anyway, Tony rushes back, leaves the Mandarin to go and find his brother, and comes and finds. He yells out, "Arno, Arno, I'll get you to a medical center. Just hold on." He starts puts his thumb up because he's very much invalid. He goes, I hardened my iron lung back in my teens. Thought it was a good idea. We need to find that crazy redhead, he says. He goes, I'm here, but in case you were talking about Miss Abigail Burns, I borrowed Mark's hardened yes, I will next. Yes, I next will text during a nuclear war phone and found her, she's tweeting. So basically, that wasn't written particularly well, I've got to tell him that. But she's talking about on her phone. The new Mandarin has already left and doing a tweet. She says, she's just uploaded a video. Oh great, Tony says. She's basically up in a space. She's telling everyone, hi, I'm Red Pearl. This is the public statement to Tony Stark. It wasn't me that disrupted your press conference. You don't want the truth. But as usual, you'll only come looking for a scapegoat. She's we get the idea from this whole issue that she's very anti-government, she's very anti-corporation. She's, this, very, out to get anyone who has an agenda. I find people like that are sort of ignorant. People who've worked hard to make this stuff. But, some corporations are like that, and these people are the way they are for a while. Maybe we'll find out something about her in this one. But, I don't know. Yes, now I'm sure you'll trace this through whatever surveillance your friends at S.H.I.E.L.D. are illegally running without telling us. People who are paranoid about the government. But I'll make it easy with an over-the-shoulder shot. There you go. You can see her in space like this. She's basically broadcasting from space. You'd be surprised the reception you get when you're sitting on a satellite. Oh, Nathaniel, I may be late filling my column. She's basically talking to her boss at this point. But I'll be coming when I get a chance. So now Tony has to figure out how this woman got a hold of the Mandarin's rings, because they were supposedly locked away by S.H.I.E.L.D. It might have become a story. She is a complete egomaniac, Tony says. This coming from Tony Stark, the guy who kept his secret identity for about 10 minutes. I'm kind of crushing on her, he said. I love Tony. It doesn't matter. I'm sure he'll get with this girl at some point. He goes, we need to find her. She's got a weapon from the stars and taste for tearing up cities. But she's right, she didn't do this. The Mandarin had 10 rings. The damage to Troy prototype wasn't by the Interceptor. It was from the Remaker. You sure? Yeah, she's playing all kinds of abilities it hadn't seen the Incinerator manage. But the warping is pure Remaker. I can't believe someone could hold of the rings after everything. So, once I get to the Matt Fraction line and I go through all that, you'll understand what happened to the rings. But suffice it to say for right now, those things were pretty much dealt with. Or at least we thought. So what was supposed to happen to the rings after the Mandarin died? So we find ourselves in S.H.I.E.L.D. and this, I've got to point this out because this is a lovely picture of the new Iron Man suit and the new Iron Patriot suit from the movie again. And I love this picture. I think the penciler who did this one, he really captured what I love about Iron Man in this picture. So, I always give some of the art a hard time in this book, but this one did it for me. And it's Rhodey. Rhodey's the new Iron Patriot. This is not a good time for any access. Anything that can be weaponized has had its security status ramped way up. Stuff like the Red Skull stole Professor Xavier's brain. We can't even leave a hero resting in peace without them being turned into a global threat. So, in this S.H.I.E.L.D. Omega Vault, they're telling them, look, everyone is trying to get in here. So, these rings leaving in here, we've done everything we can to try and mobilize and keep things together. They're going down this weapon shaft just to get to it. I called personal favors to get you in here, Tony, he tells them, because he goes, I called in personal favors to get you here. You understand that I want you to understand that I'm an Avenger, Rhodey, he tells him. I'm kind of a big deal, Avenger even. You may have seen me in popular adventures like saving the Earth on a daily basis. He's like, look, I understand you're doing this, but there could be a real threat out there that the Mandarin's rings, I've just seen them out in public. And you're telling me they're locked up. I've got to be sure. This is my worst enemy. So you are. You're also. He goes. So you are. You're also doing things that have them worried. Yeah, I'm trying to help people. I can't help but notice any time I try to help people, the military starts acting all weird. He goes, knock it off, Tony. You know I'm on your side, and you know it's more complicated than that. It's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. Driven is fine, but this, you've been in your lab for weeks at a time. I'm your friend, and I know you, and I'm concerned. So it's basically the buddy routine. He's trying to tell Tony, look, we're worried about you. They can get to you so easy and stuff like this. But let's save the world before you book me quality time with the shrink coach, Tony tells him. I know you're worried about me, dude, but we've got to get this stuff together. We've got to figure out, because my worst enemy's out there. Well, the remnants of my new worst enemy is out there, basically. This is the Mandarin's ring vault. He tells him, adamantium infused alloy cage. Nothing gets down here. Hell, your aftershave may even set off the alarms. Once a week, an Omega-cleared shield agent comes down to open the vaults to check they're still here. So it opens up this huge pressurized case, probably can withstand nuclear blast, basically. And we find that there are 10 rings still in the cases. Kind of wussy-looking rings for a villain. I've never liked the Mandarin. And I'll admit they're beautiful. Not so much when you see them really close up against your nose, but yeah. He's saying, look, I've had these things in my face, and, up my butt, everything. They're not beautiful to me. Well, Tony starts scanning them with his AI, and come to find out, most of the rings aren't there. It's an illusion. Only one of them is still in the shield case. Discover. He goes, oh heck, target. He goes, careful. One of the rings basically, the rings have become sentient, is what we're getting out of this. It's the liar ring, the telepathic illusions. Humans on site couldn't see a thing. It must have stayed behind to cover for the rest of them. Bling teamwork, wonderful. He goes, bling teamwork. So all these rings are working together. That's kind of scary. Kind of scary. And on the bright side, at least your bosses have something to worry about other than my humanitarianism. He's telling Rhodey, look, you're worried about me, and I'm just here. Just figured out that the rings are gone. So, but since when have they apparently been sentient? What do they want, and most importantly, who has them? Give me a break, Tony, he says. This is a major security problem. How can we be even sure how long the rings have been gone? Because I'm thinking that a radical journalist with a taste for property damage and buzzword abuse is going to be the least of our problems. So, and we go to this picture of the ring looking around in contact with the others. They basically know they've been found out. So, okay, not a bad story in this particular part of the story arc right here. I've got to give the art a 4.75 based on the ads and stuff like that. There are quite a few of them in here. The story, I'm gonna give it a 4.75. I like the twist that the rings are sentient. I like that they don't excuse the Mandarin for being who he was either. These new people are in there, and basically it's just they're just evil, and they're gonna carry on what the Mandarin did. I like that part. So the story gets a 4.75. So that's a pretty interesting arc. All things I love the cracks by Tony. Bling power. Bling power working together, and so it's been a really interesting story. Not my favorite, but altogether, the Redneck review for this one, the art is a 4.75, and a story 4.75. Alright guys, well sorry this one went on so long. I sort of rambled. I'm getting back in the swing of doing these things in a fast way, so the next couple times will be a little shorter. Thank you all so much today. I highly recommend the Iron Metropolitan story art. It's still a $3.99 buck. I'm not sure that's really worth it, but if you can get a hold of it and just go in somewhere and read it, it's not bad. If you're an Iron Man fan like me, it's a must-have. Well, thank you all so much. God bless you, and let us know how we're doing today in Redneck reviews. Give me some feedback. I love feedback. As long as it's positive and constructive criticism, I'll even take that. Talk to you later, guys. God bless you.